A man who police say burglarized a Wisconsin gun store and shipped a 161-page manifesto to President Trump has been on the run for nearly a week. 32-year-old Joseph Jakubowski is suspected of stealing more than a dozen firearms from a local gun store before setting fire to his station wagon. Now footage has surfaced of Jakubowski mailing a thick envelope to the White House. Authorities
Domestic attacks were very uncommon in the United States. Sadly, this seems to have changed in today's world. We hear about the terrible events that have occurred from some maniac opening fire on innocent people. It is understandable for people who don't own a firearm to be afraid of them due to these events. They fear for the lives of their families and themselves. After a mass shooting, the general public and politicians cry out for more regulations on firearms. If more laws are being passed, then why do these attacks continue to happen? Rather than blaming firearms and limiting access to them, we as a public should try to educate ourselves and future generations about firearm safety. If we look to the past of domestic terror, there are a multitude of attacks that were enacted without the use of firearms. The Oklahoma City bombing in 1995, the Centennial Olympic Park bombing of 1996, and most recently, the Boston Marathon bombings of 2013. All the lives that were affected by these events were not because of firearms, but by people making a statement. These attacks show that those who have an intent to injure others will do so with whatever tool they choose. The reason why these terrible things keep happening is due to old laws that are still currently in the system. The current law that restricts certain firearms and bans destructive weapons is the NFA. It was drafted during the Prohibition era of the United States to restrict the violence that organized crime would commit. There was a $200 tax that was put in place for the purchase of certain firearms. Although it was effective then, the social landscape of today is entirely different. The tax of $200 is still in use today, and there's an extensive background check process in place. But that may not be enough. Adding more laws to a flawed system will get us nowhere, and these massacres will continue to happen. Law-abiding citizens are being punished for the faults of criminals who seek to take advantage of the current system. There isn't a problem with firearms in the US. Rather, there's a problem with the people behind the firearm. Repeal the NFA and replace it with a law that is applicable in today's world.